Almost every single stock has been dropping in the past 2 weeks as a lot of things have been happening in the market. And one of the stocks that have been dropping a lot is one of my favorite fintech company called Square, or now called Block. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Square, everything that have been happening with the company, the current price, and what I'm currently doing with this stock. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and smashing that like button since it really helps the channel out. Now, a couple of days after Jack left Twitter, Square announced a name change from Square to Block. And many people say that Block is because of blockchain, as they are really involved in cryptocurrencies and all that. But that is not the reason why they decided that name, or at least that's what they said, which we're gonna see right now. But before talking about that, we can see that the Square is currently trading at $176.85 per share. It is currently 8:24 a.m. East, so the market is still closed, but still the stock is down massively in the past weeks, and we're gonna see that right now. But still, it is a company that has a market cap of $83.6 billion and a huge PE ratio of 181.86. Now, we can see that the stock is currently down 70.76% in the past week and 23.42% in the past month, which obviously is a huge drop because still year to date it's down 18%, as we can see this huge drop that has been happening since November 4th. And even though it tried to recover here, it went down even more. Now, the stock has been kind of bouncing up and down between these two levels, between 200 and 280, bouncing between these two levels, and finally this last week it broke below $200. And you guys know that I've been wanting to invest in this stock below $200. I said that I would start adding more between 210 to 220, but I would really add to this position below $200, and it is currently trading at $170 something per share, which is very attractive at the moment for me. Now, we can see here that Square changes name to Block, and they announced that day that it is changing its name to Block. Block will be the name for the company as a corporate entity. The Square name has become a synonymous with the company's seller business, which provides an integrated ecosystem of commerce solution businesses, software, and banking services for sellers. And this move allows the seller business to own the Square brand it was built for. So remember that when they opened this company back in 2009, they started with the seller's business, and that's why it was called Square, because of the little squares that they were selling. And to be honest, the company has actually added many business since 2019, as we're going to see later, and it's no longer only the seller's business, which was a Square. So they decided to change their name to Block, and now Square is only meant for the seller's business. As they said here, they have many other businesses that they mention here, which we're going to see later, but they built the Square brand for their seller business, which is where it belongs. Block is a new name, but our purpose of economic empowerment remains the same. No matter how we grow or change, we will continue to build tools to help increase access to the economy. So basically, nothing is changing fundamentally for their business. All will remain the same, just with another name. And because the company have grown so much, they decided to change that name to Block and just leave Square to the seller business, which was their main first business that they created. Now, this is a new website, which is Block, and if you click here, you can listen to music, which I'm not gonna click it because I don't want to get demonetized, but it is very appealing if you want to go and check this website. Obviously, it's a little bit weird, but I have to say that with all the virtual reality and virtual things that we've been having lately with NFTs and all that, this is pretty cool. This art is pretty cool in my opinion. But here are all the businesses that they currently have. They have Square, they have Cash App, Spiral, Tidal, TBD545666975. So basically Square, we already know that it's a seller business. What we have been talking for so long, all what they do is their commerce, customer, banking, staff, and basically help small and middle businesses to be able to grow, having access to things that maybe big banks are not able to give them. Then they have their Cash App, which I know that many of you use for investing in crypto, investing in stocks, sending money, and more, which I don't use that much, but I I've used the platform just to see how it is, and I have to say that it's really friendly, but it's not the one that I use to invest. I know many of my friends use it to send money, just like Venmo, or spend money with their card. But now they also have Spiral, and many may ask, what is Spiral? Well, they used to have a business called Square Crypto, and they decided to change that name to Spiral because, as I said here, once Square decided to rebrand, we knew it was time for our own long overdue name change. After all, Square Crypto was never the best name for our team, which in my opinion is kind of true. It was just an extension from their Square business, and as Square is not their main business anymore, as Square is just their seller, not the whole company, they decided to change this to the Spiral. Now, they have different projects such as Lighting Development Kit, Bitcoin Design Community, Bitcoin Development Kit, and I would recommend you go and look at these websites and read what they are doing currently. They also have Tidal, which is a music app basically, which is available in 60 something countries. I think it is 62 countries. Something like Spotify. They are video, podcast, and music app. And they also have their TBD 54566 business, which they mention here, which is mainly just a business which is building an open developer platform to make it easier to access Bitcoin and other blockchain technologies without having to go through its institution. So we can see that basically Square, or now Block, is involved in the cryptocurrency world, and they want to continue with that. That's why they've been doing all these changes in their companies, even though their fundamentals has not changed. Now, we can see here their earnings, and we can see here certainly the growth that they've been having. We can see that their transaction-based revenue grew about 40% year over year. Their subscription and service base grew 50 to 55% from 447 million to 694 million dollars. Then their hardware revenue grew about 30% and 35% from 27 million to 37 million. And last but not least, their Bitcoin revenue grew only 11%, which I say only as it is a bad thing, but it's not that bad. The thing is that if we see the growth that Bitcoin revenue have been having in the past 9 months, year over year, it was about 180%. And analysts were expecting Square to continue having this kind of growth in their revenue, but still, they missed analyst expectations in revenue growth because of that, because they were able to beat analyst expectations in all of their other businesses excepting for Bitcoin. And this kind of slowdown in growth might be happening because maybe Bitcoin is not that explosive as before in Square, because there are many options in where people can invest in cryptocurrencies right now. We have Coinbase, we have Voyager, we have many apps in which people can invest. I have a video about that. So that might have decreased the popularity for Square, but still, in my opinion, this is very interesting, the growth that they've been having. And one of the things that people did not like is that their operating expenses increased massively from 745 million to 1.1 billion dollars. There is a growth of about 40%, of almost 50%, while the total revenue grew 27%. And obviously, that's something that many did not like, because we always want to see their expenses growing at the same pace or less than their revenue. Something very important is that their two highest growth businesses at the moment, which are transaction-based revenue and subscription and service-based revenue, are really profitable. We can see that they spent 754 million to make 1.2 billion dollars and 132 million in subscription and service-based costs to earn 694 million dollars. So obviously their most profitable one at the moment is subscription and service-based, which obviously is good because it grew 55% year over year, while this one grew 40%, but still it's a nice growth year over year for the whole company. But as I said here, they generated a gross profit of 1.13 billion dollars, up 43% year over year, and their seller ecosystem generated a gross profit of 606 million, which is up 48% year over year, and their cash app generated a gross profit of 512 million, which is up 33%. Now, one of the stocks that I've been buying this month and last month of November is Square. As you saw in my last video that I talked about this, and as it has been dropping a lot, and you guys know that I like this current prices. The stock is currently trading at $176 per share. I currently have a position that is not that big, and I've been wanting to increase it, but thank God I was patient with I'm patient with my investments, because now it has dropped a lot. I used to be about when they reported earnings, I was about 60% up in my position, and right now I'm up 10.56%. Even after all this huge drop, I'm still making money, but still not as before, as I was up 60 something percent and now 10, almost 11%. But still, this position is up 10.56%, as I have an average cost of $160.09 per share, which represents 2.71% of my portfolio. I have to say that I've been adding to this position, as we can see here, added on September, added on October, and added on November. And I'm planning to add more this week, today maybe, if the stock continues dropping as I like at current prices. If it gets to 160, which is my average cost, or below that, I will add even more, as I like this company a lot. I see potential in this company and in this industry. I know there are competitors such as PayPal, and many may argue that the valuation for PayPal is better at the moment. But I personally like more the Square business than PayPal business, mainly because of their seller business, their services, and all that, which we can do a video comparing those two companies if you like. Let me know in the comment section below what you're doing with this stock, if you like this stock or not. Thank you, and see you next time.